Types of people after high school. Okay, this is actually very relatable to me because a lot of people after my high school are complete bums, and a lot of them have done literally nothing with their life. I'm not even trying to throw shade here, but some of them actually like don't do anything with their life other than party, drink.
You did it. You graduated. You survived 4 years of awkward class presentations, school lunches that probably violated the Geneva
Facts.
Convention, and your Discord group chat.
Oh my god, I'm so happy the school lunches I don't have to taste those anymore. Those were actually disgusting.
Did not get leaked. But now you're out, you're free, and suddenly that question hits like a truck. So what's next? Some people sprint toward college like it's the finish line, others clock into a job 2 days later like, yep, this is life now. And then there's the rest of us just sitting in our rooms like, should I start a podcast or a pyramid scheme? Let's talk about it. The types of people after high school and how weird this phase of life actually is.
Yeah, I want to say there's nothing wrong with taking a gap year. If you need to take a gap year to figure out what you want to do in life, that's fine. But just make sure that you're either actually putting effort into your life, like trying new things, or if you have a job while doing that so you're still making money. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure you're still doing shit, not just like chutting around.
Starting off, we have the college dreamer. These are kids that always knew they were going to college.
Yeah.
They had a dream school, a major, a life plan, a backup plan, and a backup for their backup. They got their dorm set up off Pinterest, joined a Discord server for their class before orientation, and had their roommate's name memorized before they even graduated high school. Fast forward a few weeks and it's like, yeah, I'm 14 grand in debt, I hate my major, and my...
If you go to college and you hate your major, you've wasted money and you've wasted so much of your time and energy. Like, you gotta realize 18 to 22 are prime years of your life. Prime ass years, bro. And if you just like fumble those just because you want to have the college experience, that's the dumbest shit ever. You gotta make sure that what you're going for is actually gonna benefit your life and it's something you want to do, because you're gonna be in like 100K debt. And it's only gonna get worse over the years, okay?
Roommate's been coughing since the second week of school. College is cool if you know what you're doing, but most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people just go because they're told to by parents, teachers, guidance counselors, and the ghost of the American dream.
Don't fall into that trap, bro. Make sure you do what you want to do.
And now you're paying 40 grand a year just to cry in a communal bathroom. Fun times. Then there's the people who skip college and go straight into the workforce. They start working warehouse jobs, retail, construction, whatever gets the bills paid. They're making money.
I don't know about just working fast food only. I think you should try to pick up like an actual skill that can actually make a career. Like pick up like plumbing, electrical, go join a trade or something. You know what I mean? Like, you'll make a lot of money rather than just working fast food.
Packing checks and eating out every night because they still live at home and only have 3 bills. At first it sounds smart. You're making money right away, no student loans hanging over your head, and your weekends are free if you're lucky. You start thinking, hey, this might actually be a better path. But then the reality sets in. The hours are long, the pay isn't as life-changing as you thought. You're constantly tired physically and mentally. You go home drained, you wake up drained, and every day starts blurring together. You're surrounded by people twice your age who have been there since before you were even born, and they'll say things like, it's not great, but it's a job, or at least it's stable.
And they always think they're better than you, bro. Just because they're older than you, they think they're better than you, bro. It's so fucking annoying, bro. Like, you make $20 an hour just like I do. All right, there's no need to have an ego.
They're not chasing anything, they're just surviving, and then that's when it hits you. This isn't a launch pad, this is where people stay, because they don't have time, energy, or options left to go anywhere else. It becomes routine. Wake up, commute, work, home, sleep. Do that for the rest of your life
But if you like your life, if you like your job, it's perfectly fine. Like, a lot of people love their job. I know a lot of people who like to go to work. Like, obviously they wouldn't do it for free because it's still 8 hours of your life, but they like don't mind it. They'd wake up and go to work and it'd be perfectly fine. So that's why you gotta make sure you like what you do, or you're working towards something that can make you like what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe 2 weeks off per year if your boss approves the PTO. And for a lot of people, the scariest part isn't even the job itself. It's the idea that you could blink and suddenly be like 40, still there, still stuck, wondering what your life could have been if you'd done something else. Then there's that person, the one who said, I'm taking a gap year. Not because they couldn't go to college, not because they had a plan, but because they needed to find themselves, to travel, to breathe, to...
Yeah, traveling is low-key bullshit, I'm not gonna lie. If you take a gap year just to travel, I mean, if you have the money for it, go ahead. But if you go travel with no money and then you don't even try to work on any skills, like, you're low-key setting yourself back. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Experience,
because you're not gonna find yourself by just going to Japan or some shit. You know what I mean? You're not gonna find shit.
World. You ask them where they're going and they'll hit you with, I'm thinking Europe or maybe Southeast Asia. You know, go off the grid for a bit. 6 months later, they haven't gone further than the local Taco Bell. They wake up at 2 p.m., scroll TikTok for 3 hours, and then tweet something deep like healing isn't linear. Their idea of working on themselves is watching 3-hour video essays on YouTube about movies they've never seen. They downloaded Duolingo to learn French but stopped after bonjour.
I can't lie, every single time I've downloaded Duolingo, like I haven't had that app longer on my phone than 1 week. Yeah, because Duolingo's shit too, because you'll just learn a couple of words. You know, you won't actually learn like phrases, or like you won't actually learn like immerse yourself into languages. Like Duolingo's kind of shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Don't use Duolingo for language.
Keep saying they're gonna start a clothing brand, and they did design one hoodie in Canva that they haven't posted because they're waiting for the right vibe. And listen, there's no shame in taking a break. Sometimes that time off is necessary, especially if school has burnt you out. But the problem is, this break becomes your whole life. You know, 1 month becomes 3, 3 becomes 6, and before you know it, they've built a full routine around doing absolutely nothing. Wake up late, stare at a wall.
Guys, this is a lot of people after high school. Be careful of this trap of doing nothing with your life. Please be careful, bro. Trust me, a lot of people who graduated my high school, and I've graduated recently, they don't do shit now. They do nothing. Or if anything, they go to college, but they don't work on their school. They don't care about their grades, nothing. It's very important that you are doing shit.
Play some Valorant, hit up their local gas station for dinner, and repeat. But they'll keep saying, trust me, bro, I got plans. And when you ask what those plans are, it's always vague. Big things coming. I'm in a building phase right now. No, you're not. You're in pajamas at 4 p.m. They'll talk about launching something like they're Elon Musk, but the closest thing they've launched is a DoorDash order. They keep referencing the economy like it's the reason they haven't made a move yet. Like,
oh my god, facts! Facts! Guys will complain about the economy, but will have no job, or even and they'll be like, the job market's too hard. Okay, listen, I agree the job market's too hard. Before I got my first job, I applied to over 400 places. But the thing was, I got that job, okay? And you have to keep grinding and grinding and grinding. You can't just have the economy, because the economy is only going to get worse. I'm going to be honest. It's only going to get worse, okay? It's only going to get harder. So you got to make sure that you beat the obstacles you're met with, bro. I know it's easier said than done, but that's the truth, bro. You cannot have the economy as your everyday excuse for why you won't do anything with your life.
I mean, with inflation the way it is right now, bro, you don't even pay for gas. What are you talking about? And look, we've all been there to some extent. You know, the weird limbo phase. You're technically free. You don't owe anyone anything. You're just kind of floating. And for a while, that can feel amazing. You're not answering to teachers. You're not stuck in a classroom. You're not dealing with exams or deadlines. But if you're not careful, that float becomes a free fall. You stop making decisions. You stop trying. And you convince yourself that you're waiting for the right moment when really you're just scared to start. Gap years are fine. Resting is fine. Vibing is fine. But if your gap year turns into a gap decade and your life plan still revolves around a clothing brand that does not exist yet, maybe it's time to clock back in. Next up, we have the friend who straight up disappears after high school. High school ends and this person vanishes like it's a Marvel post-credit scene. 1 minute they were at every hangout, every group chat, every chaotic late night Discord call, then poof.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, because majority of the time you're not going to talk to 95% of the people after high school. That's just what it is. You won't have time, like mans are doing other shit, like you just won't have time. So it's perfectly fine to be like this guy, honestly.
They're gone. They stop replying. They leave the Snap group chat without saying a word. They're not mad. They're not beefing. They just dipped. At first, you're like, maybe they're busy, but then weeks turn into months. Birthdays go by. Inside jokes get forgotten. And the next time you think of them is because Instagram reminded you with one of those weird people you may know stories where they're standing in front of a Jeep with a quote like, only forward from here. Then one day out of nowhere, you run into them. Target, gas station, Taco Bell, doesn't matter. And it's the weirdest interaction of your life. Oh my god, how have you been? Good, I'm just working a lot, grinding. Yeah, grinding what? No one knows. You're half expecting them to tell you they're a freelance monk or something. And the thing is, they're not weird or rude or distant when you see them again. They're chill, they're polite. It's like catching up with a coworker
bro.
You forgot you used to be best friends with.
You don't feel any animosity. They're just gone. They're actually just gone, bro. So many of my friends in high school did that.
Some, awkward, let's hang soon energy, knowing damn well it's never happening. And it's not a bad thing, really. It's just what happens. People drift, they move towns, they get new jobs, new circles, new priorities. But it still hits you sideways when someone who was in your life every single day just becomes a memory. You start realizing how many friendships were based on proximity, not purpose. Y'all weren't soulmates, y'all just sat next to each other in biology for 4 years. And it's weird because when it happens, you think you did something wrong. Like, did I say something?
Somebody said, is it different if my girlfriend does this? Yo, if your girlfriend did this, like, You guys have broken up. I don't know what to tell you. You're not together anymore. If she's ghosted you for more than 3 weeks, like, bro, that's not your girlfriend, bro.
Thing that I forget to reply to something important. No, they're just on a different path now, and that's okay. It still stings, but it's okay. Eventually, you'll be that person to someone else too. You'll vanish from their life, pop up months later. Yo, it's been a minute, DM with no explanation. And that's just how life moves after high school, you know? Friendships stop being automatic. You actually have to put effort in, and
Facts.
if neither of you do, that bond just fades.
Yep.
Not out of malice or hatred, just out of life. Sorry, I'll try to keep it lighthearted, not to get too existential with you guys. Alright, next up we got the bum. There's the gap year person, and then there's their final form, the bum. Because the gap year person pretends that there's a plan. The bum, they're not even pretending anymore.
Yeah,
they're in a deep void, no goals, no job, no plan, just vibes, vape clouds, and a mattress on the floor. Their sleep schedule doesn't exist. They just collapse at random. They've watched 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy this month alone. Every day is just a blur of TikToks, microwave burritos.
Hey, this is, if I had to give a real statistic, this is probably 35% of your graduating grade. 35%. Or at least for a little bit, they'll be a bum.
And nah, I'll do it tomorrow. You ask them what they're up to, and they'll go, just chilling lately, trying to figure stuff out. Bro, it's been a year. What are you trying to figure out?
Yeah,
Shapes?
bro,
They'll randomly bring up business ideas that sound like fever dreams. Like, I might start a CBD candle line.
Yeah, bro, these guys will have the next most insane business ideas, but we'll start zero of it, bro. Yo, listen, bro, like, you can't just have mental masturbation and just be stuck in your mind, okay? You have to try shit. Bro, your dreams don't work off thinking. They work off action. You have to put in action every single time, bro. You need to actually do the thing that will make it work, bro.
I've been looking into, like, vending machines and passive income, you know? You look over and they're watching a 6-hour YouTube documentary on crypto by a guy named Finance Daddy. They haven't applied to a single job.
Yeah, I was low-key in that era, bro. They're watching the motivational videos and crypto and day trading and bullet. Don't day trade, please. Do not day trade, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just gambling. It just is.
Not because they're unqualified, but because they haven't updated their resume since 10th grade when they worked at Chuck E. Cheese for 2 weeks. And here's the thing, it didn't start this way. Most of the time, the bum used to be the gap year person. They took a break to chill and they just never got back up. It's like when your computer goes into sleep mode but never wakes back up. That's them. It's being stuck in like a permanent loading screen. And that's kind of the post-high school lineup. There's definitely some people I haven't covered, so 10,000 likes for a part 2. Whether you're in college pretending to take notes on a Zoom class or working 10-hour shifts debating if a Costco membership counts as an investment, you're not alone. None of us know what we're doing, and the ones that
Facts.
do, they're probably fake.
Facts. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. A lot of people try to act like they know what they're doing, but they actually don't, okay? Find a life at your own pace, but obviously just make sure you're doing shit, bro. Make sure you're doing shit. Don't use it as an excuse to do nothing and just chill. You know what I mean? You'll have time to chill all the time, bro. You don't have time to, but you gotta be great. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like a David Goggins kind of dude, but you got to be great, bro.
In it better than the rest of us. Everyone moves at their own pace. Some people jump ahead and crash. Some fall behind and catch up later. Some disappear and come back with a beard and a business. But no matter where you're at, just don't get stuck. Don't let temporary become forever.
Facts.
Don't let comfort become your cage. And definitely don't convince yourself that burnout means you're just mature. That's not maturity. That's just poor hygiene and caffeine addiction. So take your time, take a nap, take a risk. But whatever you do, don't take advice from that one guy selling a $97 course on how to escape the Matrix.
Yeah,
okay, goodbye.
Hey, whether you're in college, you're in trades, you're taking a gap year, you're unemployed, whatever, just make sure that you have a reason to wake up every single day in the morning, bro. When you wake up in the morning, you don't just lay back in your bed. You actually are like, yo, I need to go do this, and you get out of bed. You know what I mean? But anyways, if you guys like the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. The support has been unreal, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.